What's up? What's up? What's happening, folks?
What's going on?
How y'all doing today? Monday Sports Show, the I.O.W. Sports. We on episode 80.
Oh, wow. We're getting up there.
Yeah, we're getting up there. Episode 80. We got a very, very special episode in store for you guys. So just bear with us. Let's go ahead and get the preliminary stuff out the way before Mel start cutting up in this joint.
Oh, we start already?
Y'all going over to
That's what we doing?
Y'all going over to the website. www. I often wonder.
Yeah, 19, bro.
19. I often wonder 19.com is a website. Y'all going over there. Click on the Patreon if y'all want to donate, help the fellas out, kind of take on some of this. It's a heavy load running a network, y'all. So, help us out with some of these expenses. We keep, very dedicated to give you guys great content,
right.
Great shows. So, if you're feeling real generous, go on ahead, drop something on the plate over there at the Patreon.
Right about
Of course.
now.
Yeah, right about now. Definitely go on over there to the website as well and go cop some of the merch.
That's right.
I'm rocking the I.O.W. bird. Today, of course, our sister podcast, I Often Wonder podcast. We got merch for that over there as well. And then most importantly, go to your respective app store. If you are a Google Android user like myself, going over to the Google Play Store. If you are a Apple iOS user like Detroit Mail, go on over to the Apple Store and download the I.O.W. Network app. It's up, it's popping, got a lot of content on there. Various different types of podcasts, various music from independent and mainstream artists.
Right.
It's a dope app. I love it. I probably listen to it. Probably one of my most used apps on my phone for sure.
I know that's right. Especially on Saturday. I'm always listening to it.
Especially on cleanup day.
Right.
Yeah. You could listen to the Dirty Hills if you were into wrestling at 12 o'clock on the podcast. But look, now that we got all the them plugged
Sincere.
everything.
What up, though?
Sincere King. Shout out Sincere King. Y'all definitely go check him and Pieces out on the Black Home podcast on Thursdays. I think I saw you say you might do a little food channel.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Sincere, yeah. He always, showing pictures of food. I don't know how you don't weigh like 500 pounds, look like Retribution.
It's all in his head.
It's all in his head.
Got a 500-pound head.
Hey, no, it's all in his head because he was loving Tim Tebow just about a week ago.
Oh, I was trying to let that one go.
Look, there is a God because there's no more Tim Tebow. Thank God that whole circus is done. Anyway, look, I said we got a great show in store for you. This next gentleman that we're gonna bring in, he was a guest on a I Often Wonder podcast.
Right.
Mel kind of reached out to him, got him on the show because he's heavy into Sirius XM radio, and
he has his own show on Canada Talks.
Yeah. Great neighbor from up north.
Right.
But he has a sports background. And so, Mel was like, it would make total sense to get him on the show. So since we are a sports show and we love talking sports, and it makes a great conversation to have another input or opinion to help the conversation going. So without further ado, we talking sports, damn it, with the great Jeff Sammutt. Welcome to the show.
My teachers, whenever I would do something wrong in elementary school, they used to say, "Damn it, Sammutt!" And I had an older brother, 9 years older, and he went to the same school. He wasn't in the same school at the same time with me, but you'd think they would have gotten that out of their system.
Oh no,
with him, but no, they had to do that to me as well.
I got a feeling you heard that a lot.
He did. He heard it more than I did.
But you had your fair share.
I had my fair share, but I think they had a quick trigger because of my brother. So I have him to blame for that. I could barely move, and damn it, Sammutt, I barely did anything.
Hey, that's what happens when you come after a troublemaker, man. It happens. It happens.
So.
But Jeff, go ahead and plug all of your content for our audience real quick so they can get familiar with you, sir.
Well, I appreciate that. As you mentioned, I'm on Sirius XM. The channel is Canada Talks, channel 167. And my show is called Canada Now. It's from Monday to Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern. And we talk, a lot of Canadian issues. We're talking about the election a lot right now. We've got an election happening, and it's going to happen on September 20th. But we talk a lot of the election, but we talk all kinds of things. We've got a wide variety of assortment of things. So we got actors and musicians and authors and all kinds of people on the show. So check it out. After 18 years of sports radio, it's been nice to talk about everything the last 5 years or so. So it's been good.
No doubt. So, you coming from Canada, of course, everybody would figure, oh, well, of course he might like hockey, and he probably would like the Blue Jays, but to our surprise,
there's a caveat there.
Jeff is a huge Yankees fan. Now remind the guests again that didn't see the episode that you were on the I.O.W podcast. How did you become a Yankees fan?
Well, okay, let's go back. By the way, you could see like right over there's some Blue Jays paraphernalia in my office here. I've got some Yankee stuff kind of peppered throughout. Actually, down the hall from me. I'm not gonna take you there. But my bathroom is Yankee themed.
Oh, wow.
Yankee themed bathroom. Right. Everything in there is Yankees. So that's how devoted. And often I've had to drown in my sorrows there, all Yankee wise over there. So it's beneficial. But going back as a kid, I was actually a Mets fan. I love the Mets. Like the '86 Mets are my favorite team of all time. That's a
great team.
And then, they disbanded, and I didn't really like who they had on the club. And then I heard of this kid that was tearing up the minor leagues. His name was Derek Jeter. And I was like, who's it? And I'm a baseball fan. Baseball is like my number one sport. And then it's like everything else. And I'd always loved Babe Ruth and the history of the Yankees. But then I heard a lot about Derek Jeter, and I started following Derek Jeter when he was in the minors, but that wasn't very long because he was quickly brought up to the Yankees because there was an injury, I think it's Tony Fernandez in spring training, so they needed a shortstop, and they brought him up, and of course the rest is history for Derek Jeter, and the rest is history for me, and I've stuck with the Yankees ever since.
GOAT, definitely GOAT. No debate.
Oh yeah, Derek Jeter.
No debate.
I dig him. But, there's a knock on him, like was he the best defensive shortstop? Was he, what he was, and he was perfect for New York.
Right.
And you can't argue with his success there. So I don't want to hear about this player was better. This player, that's an argument we could have to the end of time.
Of course.
He was perfect for the Yankees, and he was exactly what they needed, and they won championships with him.
And keyword. And a champion.
And champions.
Champion, man.
Say whatever you want.
With an S.
All about the rings.
Yeah, champions. Like multiple.
Right.
All about the rings, man.
And so with that being said, your Yankees kind of came out, stumbling out the blocks in the first half of the season. And then all of a sudden they make a couple of trades, get Joey Gallo, get Anthony Rizzo, and then literally since All-Star break, been one of the hottest teams in all of baseball. What do you think kind of attribute to that?
Well, I think you hit it right there. Certainly at the trade deadline, it was adding those two players. Now they're one of the deepest teams in baseball. And it's not just that, but I think it's that there was confidence shown in this club. There was, I know New York, it's a quick trigger. Everybody gets really frustrated. I know I certainly was.
Yeah.
But I think there would have been a lot that would have said, look, this team has a ton of talent, but they just can't bring it together. So what are we going to do here? Is it sink or swim? What are you doing? And they went swim with this club, and they went all in, and they made a couple of big acquisitions. And they said, look, we believe in you guys, and we're going to move forward. We're going to add some much needed left-handed bats to the lineup, and we've added this depth, and we're going to move forward, and players have responded. in a huge way, and it's not just Rizzo and Gallo. I mean, Luke Voigt has come back, and he's healthy, and Giancarlo Stanton is healthy, and Aaron Judge is healthy, and the bullpen is starting to come together, and now they're one of the two hottest teams in baseball, and you know, they and the Atlanta Braves are going at it tonight, and those are the two hottest teams. So and this is where they are, and now not only are they in a playoff spot, but they have it feels like a lock on a wild card spot, and it's not out of the realm of possibilities that they win the American League East.
Well,
I think two games up on Boston.
It's funny you say that, yeah, because Boston has kind of, you know, cooled off, and they're 7 back. Yankees are 4.5 back from Tampa Bay, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like, you're talking about, we're pretty much in the almost the end of August. There's literally a month and probably a couple of weeks left to go ahead and snatch the East. So it's not impossible.
Not impossible.
It's totally something that's doable.
The White Sox let me down. I thought I wanted to sweep the Rays, and that way the Yankees could have got some more leverage on them.
Yeah, it'd been nice. You brought up a name, Luke Voigt, and it's funny. I saw some comments from him. You know, he's kind of got a little chip on his shoulder, and he was saying, well, you know, I guess he sounds, you know, and trying to paraphrase, he was like, well, you know, I'm still good. You know, I look at my stats last year. I led the league in home runs and this and that. And so he seems a little frustrated with his playing time. Is that a good timing right now for kind of comments like that to kind of be leaking out to the media?
I don't know if he's frustrated. Maybe he's frustrated with even having to answer that question, because his play would certainly dictate that he belongs on the field. At the same time, though, do you have to read your resume? You don't have to read your resume. The numbers are there. We're watching. We know.
Right.
You know, you're not stuck in some small town that we're not paying any attention to. You're with the Yankees. Like, we know what you're doing and what you're capable of. He doesn't need to say it. I mean, I'm not so put off by the fact he said it, but you don't need to tell me the stats. I know. I was there. I was watching. So all he has to say is, look, you play well. You're going to be, it's sports. You play well.
You'll find your way on the field. Yeah.
You know,
coach is going to find you in there, right?
Yeah.
I think part of that is where he's at. Now, New York media, and you know how they can be.
Yeah.
And they can be real hard on players. And I think that kind of make another players that play there on the defense, because they constantly jabbing and picking at you.
It's funny you say that, because you think of the big markets in sports world where the media and the fans is a different type of pressure.
It is.
So you're talking about New York, Boston, and I could throw Philly in there.
And LA.
LA
is a big market. But you talking about far as like how the media is?
I'm talking about the relationship with media and their fan base.
I got you.
I think that might be true with the Dodgers. In LA, that might be true with the Dodgers, not the Angels. Because there's no way the Dodgers have a player like Mike Trout and now Shohei Ohtani, and they're not in the playoffs. There's no way.
You mean the Angels. You mean the Angels.
What'd I say?
No.
You said the Dodgers.
No, he was saying if those
you said if the Dodgers had those players.
Yeah.
I got you.
You telling me that if the Dodgers had Mike Trout all this time and they weren't making it in the playoffs, that would be like, oh, that's too bad. No,
right. No, they'd be on.
Fix this shit, man.
You're right.
Immediately.
Right.
Immediately.
Oh, yeah. Like, there's no way. How could you possibly have Mike Trout and now Shohei Ohtani and not repeatedly be in the playoffs? It's a crime.
You bring up a great point on that, Jeff, because I'm looking at, that year when Mike Trout was a free agent, Bryce Harper was a free agent, Manny Machado was a free agent,
right?
And we knew we were going to get 3 astronomical contracts. It was just, where were they going to end up?
Right.
And I thought at that point in time, that had to have been the moment that Mike Trout was going to, cash in, but change his uniform. And I was surprised he went back, because I'm like, I know he's not, the big flashy guy, likes being in the media like that. He's pretty quiet.
Right.
And Anaheim's pretty quiet. So that makes sense. But he's not winning any championships. He's not even making playoff appearances. Last time I remember the Angels being in the playoffs was 2014, and my Royals sweeped them. So that
they had to bring that up.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's facts. Their appearance was not long.
Right.
It was a hiccup, and they were gone.
Right.
And you're talking about a player of his caliber, like literally, like 4 or 5 years in, writers was ready to, don him the greatest thing that ever happened to baseball.
Right.
And he's just disappearing come October.
You forget about him.
Sometimes you literally forget he's there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's I don't get it.
Yeah, it's too bad he's been hurt a lot of this year. That's a big loss for baseball, not just for the Angels. And not that the Angels are terrible. They're not. I think they've got a pretty decent record. I mean, look, they're 62 and 64.
Yeah.
Which is obviously not good enough to get into the playoffs, but they've got they're one win less than the Cardinals and the Phillies. They've got one more win than the Mets. They're better than. I mean, they're a couple of games up on Detroit, but Detroit's a team that's in transition, and that's a team that's going to be coming. But just you look at the last number of years now, Mike Trout hasn't been in the playoff. I mean, that has got to change. I mean, I was, and again, I'm more of a baseball fan than anything. I love the Yankees, but I was rooting for the Angels this past offseason to get some pitching, go all in, honestly, and they fell short, well short of what they should have done. And I'm not saying they could have gotten everybody, but you see Darvish going over to San Diego. You saw some pitchers move, and I always think, why didn't the Angels get them? Like that's a team that needs a pitcher like that more than anybody, and they're not going after players like that.
And it's funny you say that because Darvish and Blake Snell both went to San Diego, literally another city about 3 to 4 hours down the road.
Right.
So you could have got them. Obviously, they were available.
Yeah. Not that they've been great.
Yeah.
Look at the Padres right now. They're fighting to get into the playoffs. But I'm just saying, at the time, you look at some of the pitchers that were on the market, and every time a pitcher would go somewhere, I'd go, "Why didn't the Angels get him?" You got Trout. Yeah, I mean, Ohtani, and not that we knew Ohtani was going to be this year, but you got Trout. I mean, I'm trying to do everything, and I'm speaking to you from Canada, where Connor McDavid is in Edmonton, and the Oilers constantly fall on their ass.
Right,
it happens over and over again. And maybe it's the Canadian in us, but we start to go, geez, does Connor McDavid want to stay here? Does he still love us? Does he want to stay in Edmonton? Because imagine him with the Rangers or something, and how much money he'd be getting. They build around him.
Yes.
They would do anything they could.
Yes.
And I'm not saying the Oilers not trying, but there's been nothing but failure.
Yeah.
Right.
With him being there. He's the best player in the sport.
Hockey. He's the best
Get
player
in the dance,
right
man.
Right.
It's desperation time. They're not there forever.
And that's crazy you say that because, I mean, Alexander Ovechkin's getting old, Sidney Crosby getting old. Connor McDavid is literally that next wave of super talent, of star talent.
He's there now.
Well, yes, he is there now. He is. No debate there. You're right.
But I want to. You brought up the Dodgers. Now look at the Dodgers. They like the hottest team in the West now. Now look at let's parallel the Dodgers with the Yankees. Star talent on both sides. They both started off slow. Now they both the hottest team in baseball.
Well, because the Dodgers did just like the Yankees, and the Dodgers went all in. How do you get Trey Turner
and Max Scherzer
and Max Scherzer? Yeah, and Max Scherzer.
That was a robbery.
Oh my God.
That was a robbery.
But see, they're a team that they've got all this depth. Now, mind you, they've gotten hurt. They've had
Mookie
players get hurt. Mookie Betts has gotten hurt. Seager has gotten hurt. So there's a need. They needed Trey Turner.
Kershaw's been hurt.
Yeah.
So they are never stopping at acquiring depth.
Right.
They're a deep team. I mean, I'm not saying you can replace Mookie Betts, but they're a deep team.
Right.
Like you can argue that their MVP this year is Chris Taylor.
Right.
Because he plays
Everywhere.
so many different positions.
Yeah.
And he provides.
Yeah.
He's there.
They even got Albert Pujols doing this fair too.
Bro.
He got Pujols.
Got Pujols.
Pujols is literally, he was like, I'm not retiring. You could cut me, Anaheim, but I ain't done playing. And he's been contributing.
Yes. That's what I'm saying, man.
Like he's 40 years old and still, I think last time I saw, he's at least dropped 15, 16 home runs.
Squeeze whatever baseball you have left out of them, and it's
up,
a benefit. Like the Dodgers can go to him and say, "Hey, do you want to stay? You don't have to move. You can play here,
right?
And you could possibly win a championship."
I mean,
it's a no-brainer that he joins the Dodgers, right? In retrospect,
because before they got on this run, I was like, they got all this talent. What are they doing?
And they were struggling.
Same thing I was saying about the Yankees.
Yeah,
but you knew the Dodgers were going to pull out of it. I mean, maybe you could say the same thing about the Yankees.
The way the Giants was playing, it's like the Giants are gonna run away with it.
No,
I figured the Dodgers would stay in the conversation.
They are.
Yeah, I figured they would, but
they're only 2.5 back. So
now they might catch the Giants.
I'm saying that
at one time. I'm saying, but one time I didn't think they was gonna catch them.
But it's
the way they're playing.
I get you.
Right.
But it's funny that you're comparing the Yankees and the Dodgers, but they're both in very similar situations when it comes to possibly capturing that division.
Mm-hmm.
So they're both sitting.
The Dodgers 2 games back, Yankees 4 games back.
Yeah, both sitting right there.
And then I don't know how long ago we were talking about them not being able to catch Boston or the Yankees.
That was it had.
It was like 7 games back. Then
I would have to say we definitely had that conversation before they made the trades.
I think like 8 or 9 games back or something like that. I was like, they're not catching Boston.
We definitely had that conversation before.
Now they 2.5 games up on Boston.
Yeah,
Boston 4.5 games back.
Yeah.
Were you guys that all in on Boston though?
No, so my second team is the Yankees. I'm a Tigers fan first. And my second team is the Yankees.
Yeah, but
I cannot stand the Red Sox.
Look. I don't want to say I was all in on the Red Sox, but JD Martinez first half he was blazing.
Yeah, he was looking
and
good.
So and a couple of other players kind of start feeding off, but I mean lately they've been up and down, and then even the Yankees got a sweep over him about a week ago.
Right.
So that's always a good one to get to. Especially since you hate the Red Sox.
I just thought their pitching would come back down to earth, like with the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, doesn't everybody think the San Francisco Giants will come back down to earth? And they haven't yet.
No.
Yeah, I think they are what they are.
Yeah.
They're the best story in baseball. San Francisco Giants.
Yes. Because nobody picked them. Everybody picked the Dodgers at the beginning of the season.
But Dodgers and Padres. I thought it was going to be
Dodgers
them
and
in the West.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, the Padres started sinking once Fernando got hurt a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
And so that he's the heart and soul of that team. And as far as he goes, that's where the rest of the team goes. But, you without that sole provider, for, so many weeks because he's on the IL.
Right.
And you're like, there was our engine.
Right.
You're a car with no engine. You might be able to roll down the street, but you ain't pumping no gas. You ain't no acceleration.
He's one of a couple of players in baseball that I will stop what I'm doing to see what he's up to. Like if he's at bat, I stop what I'm doing. My kids could be screaming. I don't care. I'm watching. I'm watching Tatis. It's Tatis Guerrero Jr. Here in Toronto, and of course Shohei. Like, whatever they're doing, I stop what I'm doing. I look at the highlights every morning to see what they're doing.
Right,
they're incredible players.
I agree.
And when he got that extension, I was like, I don't know if it's too early for it. And then he does what he does.
True.
This season, and I'm like, that's why you do it.
There's no talk of what are they going to do about Tatis when his contract. There's no talk of it.
Yeah,
they dispelled that
instantly,
right away.
He didn't even see the chance to even get to an arbitrator. None of that.
No. And you know what I love about those 3 players I mentioned as well?
Yeah.
Don't they look that? I mean, they make the game look easy, which helps.
Right.
But don't they look like they're having fun? Don't they look like they want to be at the ballpark every day?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not a job to them.
No, they make it look easy, which helps when you get paid a lot of money to go do something you find easy. I don't know
Right.
what that's like. So
you make the radio show look easy, Jeff.
Oh, come on. I like 10 years from now, you could see, I don't know what they'll be doing in 10 years in terms of their success, but 10 years from now, they're playing baseball. They're going to look like they're having fun. It just looks like it's built into them.
Right.
Joy to watch.
Yeah, joy to watch. And you know, since you brought up the Yankees and the Braves series that's about to start, it's a shame that we're not going to get to see Ronald Acuna Jr. in that.
Right.
I know. I was thinking about him when I mentioned Trout earlier. That's another star that we're missing out on this year. What an exciting player! But you know, he's got a lot of real estate left. Like he'll be back and he'll be great, and just got to wait till next year to see that happen again. But yeah, that was a big loss. But hand it to the Braves.
Yeah,
like they lost Acuna, and then they did everything they could. You can't find another Acuna.
No,
but they went and did everything they could, and they rebuilt their outfield. They went out and picked up Soler and Duvall, and they rebuilt their outfield. And now they took over first place in the National League East.
Yeah, and the Mets look like they're treading water.
Yeah,
they are who we thought they were.
Yeah, they are who we thought they were.
Right. But no DeGrom. You know, they don't have DeGrom.
Yeah, I think they're shutting them down for the rest of the year.
They might have to, and their play might dictate that they're going to. But you know, there's that, and Lindor has had a very disappointing season.
Right.
Oh, one of his worst seasons.
Yeah, and they went and picked up Baez, which, by the way, let's go back with Baez. He's still a Chicago Cub. He gets asked, you know, if you something like if you had to go anywhere, what happens if you get traded to deadline? Because well, if I have to go anywhere, I'd like to go to the Mets because I love Lindor. We have a great relationship. Then he gets traded to the Mets. What are you doing, man? How is that? How is he not getting in trouble for that?
It's probably tampering on the most highest form.
Right.
I don't know. That just felt odd. It's like with Jeopardy, Mike Richards, executive producer. Now he's not going to be the host, but we're going to try out all these celebrity guest hosts, you know, and then they try them all out, and he goes, "Yeah, I think I'm going to do it." And I love all the headlines of Mike Richards has been named. Didn't he name himself?
Probably did. He probably did. You know, it's such an egomaniac situation. But anyway, before we get you out of here, Jeff, because we know you got to get back to the family real quick. Give me the chances that you like of your Yankees holding up the World Series trophy at the end of the season. And then give me a second team that you could possibly see raising up the World Series trophy.
All right. Well, going back to the beginning of the year, I didn't think the Yankees were going to make the playoffs. I didn't bet on that because I just thought after Garrett Cole, they had nothing with the rotation. And they were band-aiding it together. And with success now, they've been able to do it, and others have stepped up. But I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs, so I'm pleasantly surprised that they're in the position they're in right now. I think they're going to be beat in the playoffs because I've just seen it happen too often where their offense just completely disappears in the playoffs. And I hope that doesn't happen this year, but I hope this doesn't come back to bite me as being disloyal. But as a baseball fan, looking at the American League,
you got to be honest. You got to be honest.
I don't see them winning it. I love the divisional leaders in Tampa and Houston and the White Sox. I just have this feeling that it's the White Sox year. If Kimbrel gets comfortable with the White Sox and they have this 1-2 punch with him and Hendricks at the back of the pen, and, you know, Tim Anderson is going the way he's going. Yeah. I don't know if Houston or Tampa can beat them, but I never rule out Tampa.
Yeah, you got to even throw the Oakland Athletics in there too.
Yeah, they haven't been great. They've been bad of late.
Right.
But you know, out of the American League, I'm picking the White Sox, but honorable mention to the Tampa Bay Rays. And with the National League, San Francisco is hard to bet against, but you have to figure at some point this run is going to end. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Dodgers, and I think Cincinnati is gonna really surprise some people.
Really,
I love Milwaukee's pitching.
Really, Cincinnati over the Brewers?
I've always had a feeling that Cincinnati should be in the playoffs. Their offense is just too good. So I'm keeping an eye on Cincinnati, but I'm looking at the Dodgers figuring it out. That's and being there in the end.
That's fair. That's fair. There you guys have it. We have just talked some sports, damn it, with Jeff Sammutt. One more time, Jeff, go ahead and plug all of your information so that our audience can go and check you out, sir.
All right, appreciate it. And by the way, all those picks are going to be completely wrong, so bet against all of them.
Oh no, we got receipts now.
Well, again, I'm on Sirius XM Canada Talks Channel 167. The show is called Canada Now. It's Monday to Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern. Do join us. It's a good time. I appreciate you guys having me. Thank you so much, guys.
Oh no, we appreciate it, Jeff.
Yeah, we enjoyed you, Jeff.
Yes, sir. Go enjoy the rest of your day and go hang out with the family.
We'll have you again someday.
Yes.
I look forward to it. Call me anytime.
All right, Jeff. Have a good one.
All right, take care.
So there we have it, folks.
Mr. Jeff Sammutt.
Great Jeff Sammutt.
Right.
Definitely go check out the episode that we did with him on the I Often Wonder podcast. Great
guy. Funny guy.
Oh, hilarious.
Talented.
Many talents. As you saw, he was able to chop it up with us, talk some sports for
He
the last 30 minutes.
He did a little, I think he did a little comedy too.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably done it all.
Right.
Especially when it comes to anything media related,
right.
Podcasts, radio stations, or anything like that. So, but look, we got to talk about it. We got to. So, our sister Kari, our sister, we love her. We love you, Black Queen. Kari Richardson. She has some interesting post race comments over the weekend.
All right.
If anybody has checked it out, I'm still here. When the six factors that we do it, you could talk your shit and give up on me and quit on me, but I'm still here. They gonna have to see me. I get it, sis. I get it. But I mean, we're gonna have to get somebody need to get a good publicist with Shorty. I love your authenticity. I love it. But when it comes to how the sports media, how it goes, how it goes about, how it works, you came with all this hype,
right?
Killed it at the U.S. Olympic trials, and everybody was excited to see you at the Tokyo Olympics,
right?
And then you get popped.
Yeah,
you failed a drug test. You suspended 30 days. So I'm not 100% sure what the name of the track meet was this past weekend, but the same Jamaicans that went 1, 2, 3 in the 100-meter dash in Tokyo repeated the same thing at this track meet.
Yeah,
and Sha'Carri came in.
Jamaicans be killing it, man.
Yeah, they killing it.
Oh, that jerk chicken.
Yeah, it's hot. They used to run into the bathroom.
Get this out of me.
Yeah. So, but Sha'Carri placed dead last.
Yeah, that's
dead last. And look, I and it's not necessarily her that's making the situation bad. It's pretty much, all the commentators and they got their own opinions, and sometimes, this is sports, and then sometimes the narrative gets thrown off into a whole deep end that it didn't even need to go to.
Right.
It gets all into the deep end. Oh, why can't you support the sister? Blah blah blah. And it's not that we don't support her, but let's be honest, this is still a sport.
Right.
There's going to become criticism on your play.
Right.
On what you do in that sport.
Right.
And for her to have that, heightened, publicity and her brash personality to match with it, you got to show up. And, what has she really won? It's not like she's, out there winning the Olympics.
Right.
I mean, we saw what she did at the U.S. Olympic trials, but that's to get to the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
So bravo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's getting crowned mad early. And she's enjoying herself.
Mhm.
I saw her at the SBs, taking pictures with the baby,
Right.
with the rapper, the baby, Pretty sure they went and smoked a blunt.
Right.
She's like, well, shit, I'm already suspended.
All right. I know you do this.
Yeah.
It's been well documented.
Yeah, don't say you don't smoke.
Right, I'm talking about you don't smoke.
Yeah, shorty, you smoke.
All right, here's my take on everything.
Yeah.
You heard people commenting on the weave and the nails and all that stuff. But when you really think about it, FloJo did the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And back then, there's comment on FloJo's nails and all that stuff, how long they were, and her and FloJo being flashy. But at the same time, FloJo produced. Mm-hmm. She backed it up. Sha'Carri, she comes out there and she does the same thing, and then you come dead last.
Dead last.
So that, I think when it comes to that, that's what make it harder for you to back up some of the stuff she's doing. And like, I don't have a problem with the weed smoking. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
But at the same time, you have to know, okay, I'm not gonna smoke during competitive time, because I know they're checking for it.
And here's my thing: you
gotta have balance.
You gotta have balance. But I'm saying, like, how did you come in dead last when you've been off?
Because she ain't smoked.
No, what I'm saying, like, you haven't had any competitive races from when the U.S. trials and when you got popped and you were suspended for the 30 days.
Right.
But
you should have smoked then. Maybe you should have came in first.
But I'm saying you can still train.
Yeah, and we don't know. Maybe she did, maybe she didn't, but it don't seem like she did.
The way it looked, it didn't look like she did. It looked like she wasn't prepared.
Right.
Because here's my thing. Here's my thing. My number one thing about it. The same 3 women that placed in the Tokyo, and the way that the times came out, and her career best, Sha'Carri's career best, she probably would have placed second or third.
Right.
So now we don't know how you measure up against the other top competitors in the game.
Right.
Because we were robbed of that because you decided to smoke.
Right.
But now in this track meet that just happened this past weekend, you are in the same heat, same final with the same women that was in the final at Tokyo.
Right.
So now we get to see where the measuring stick is at.
Mm-hmm.
All right. To me, in that moment, that should have been her Olympics.
Right. Because
now we get to really see where the bar is at.
Mm-hmm.
If you saying you one of the best, all right.
Let's see what you got.
Let's see what you got. Because this is the best of the best. And you came in last?
Not first, but last.
Last.
Not second, but last. Not third, but last.
Last.
That means, and this was the Olympics,
the caboose.
You would have had no medals.
Your name would have been at the bottom of the screen.
I don't think you guys a participation trophy.
I don't even know what they even get.
That's all you would have got.
If that was Tokyo, she would have been on first thing to go on vacation and go sightseeing in Japan.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. That's the biggest point for me. Mm-hmm. If you think about all the greatest players. What up, though, Mel? Think about all the greatest players.
Melvin Wall, what's up?
You think about Jordan, Kobe, Lawrence Taylor. I mean, how can I say his name? The hockey player,
Wayne.
No, Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah,
I'll talk about now.
Ovechkin. Okay.
Mario Lemieux.
Mario Lemieux.
I don't even want to call him Mario. I think about the game.
To me, Mario.
Mario Luigi. Pele.
Yeah, you think of the greats.
Think of all the greats of any sports. Yeah. Think about all the greats, Serena, all of them. One thing they do, they bag up
what they say.
If they brash,
they're
gonna bag it up.
Yeah.
So my thing, if you're gonna go that route, you're gonna be flamboyant. And we talk about FloJo because she was flamboyant. So you're gonna be flamboyant, outspoken.
Yeah. You
gotta back it up.
Yeah. And look.
Because people forget about all that stuff if you bagging it up.
If you backing it up. Because but here's another thing. So she also put out the 200, So that's not the the optics don't look good on that.
Right.
But I'm just, when it comes to Sha'Carri, I think one of my biggest issues is when like I said, the narrative gets changed. Is not about, especially, we're black men. We're just giving critique of her sports play.
Right.
And that's it.
And see, now you going into another issue. And that's why I was trying to get into before Jeff came on.
Yeah.
I'm always torn because everybody knows me, pro-black.
Of course.
And I believe in uplifting
our people
and supporting our people.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly believe in that. And so when it comes to issues of our community, it's different between talking amongst us, and then it's a difference between going on a mass platform, and talking about it.
Okay.
And that's why I get torn, because at the same time, like, let's just take this arena we're in now, the sports arena. We criticize everybody. I talk about Dwight Howard all the time. It's all in jokes and stuff like that, because I don't care what he's doing. I just like to have fun. But at the same time, I be trying to be cognizant of the other people outside our community listening to what we're saying.
Of course.
And so I don't want to get into where you sound like you're running them down.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this is what we do. We have to criticize where we see critical analysis needed.
And to throw on to that, if people are just jumping on our criticism, but they didn't tune in when
the context and stuff
when Sha'Carri won the U.S. Olympic trials and we praised her for that, then that's not fair to us.
Right.
And that's okay. Both me and Mel are big guys.
Right.
Like we're men.
In everything.
we are men.
Right.
If you want to come after us, we can take it.
Right.
Just be ready for a response.
Right.
So, I'm not afraid of any backlash or whatever, because at the end of the day, we are a sports show.
Right.
And we are grading you and critiquing you strictly and solely on your play in your respective field of sport. And so,
okay, Melvin said something. Go ahead. I'm gonna read after you finish.
Go ahead.
He said Sha'Carri is just rough around the edges with her social skills. Her image is rough too, but I embrace it when she was winning. That's the same thing we're saying. Under current circumstances, they will be the first thing that would be the first thing I clean up. I agree. And I don't. And what I mean by that goes back to what we were saying about balance. You got to have balance in what you do. And, you have to know it's okay to be you, whoever you are. Whatever that person is, it's okay to be you. But at the same time, you have to realize where you are too. And so for instance, I always bring this up. At work, I'm still who I am, but I ain't not gonna be in corporate. It's turned down some, because I'm in corporate environment. So I do turn it down some, even though I still be me. But I realize where I'm at also. I can't be going around, what up, nigga? You know what I'm saying? I'm in the corporate environment. I can't be all loud and all that stuff. I'm in the corporate environment, so I understand where I'm at. So you got to have that balance and understanding where you are.
You better me. I'm loud everywhere.
But on the same note,
for real.
I'm
loud everywhere.
When you winning, that sometimes offset some of your flaws. Some of your social flaws. If she was winning, you get a few people commenting, but they won't comment as much because they more focused on.
Yeah, but majority of people are going to be talking about her winning.
Right. And Melvin said, don't run with a blind parachute on your head.
Hey, man, why is it? No, hold on. Why is it the Melvins always on this show start cutting up?
I don't know. What's up, these Melvins?
Yeah.
You said Melvins, nigga. You ain't saying Mel.
Mel.
You said Melvin.
M-E-L. Melvin Wall and Jermel, y'all both be wilding on this day. He said the parachute. And them caterpillar damn eyelashes probably weigh about 2 pounds.
Well, okay, Mel, let me ask you this.
Taking seconds off your joint.
In her time, that was FloJo.
Yeah, and that's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
but wait a minute, hold
on. Let's stop with the comparisons of her and FloJo.
Well, I'm not talking about her skills.
Okay.
I'm using FloJo as an example.
You talking about the appearance?
The appearance.
Okay. I was about to say,
you know what I'm saying? I'm using it as an appearance. You know, people criticize FloJo about the nails and all this other stuff. They criticized it, but
they did.
Some of that criticism went away when FloJo started winning.
Start busting ass.
When she was winning,
and she was busting people's ass.
Nobody was thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that goes back to what I was saying about winning negates a lot of stuff. Look at Lawrence Phillips. You know what I'm saying? Great talent. Mm-hmm. Outside of killing niggas. You know what I'm saying?
And he was a dope head.
You know what I'm saying? And being a dope head, all the other little silly stuff he done, he still have been in the NFL. Same with Ray Rice. If they would have got that on tape, he still have been in the NFL.
I mean, Kareem Hunt got his stuff on tape.
But same with Kareem Hunt.
But he's still in the league.
He's still in the league.
Because he's talented.
Talent's there. Talent negates a lot of stuff. Kobe Bryant. You know, his Colorado incident.
He didn't do it, bro.
Whether or not he did it or not. If that been somebody else.
No.
If that had been...
It was just too much.
I'm trying to think who...
It was too much to handle.
It would have been another black player, but lesser talented.
Might be a different situation.
It'd been a different situation.
Possibly, yeah. But
Mel said, swimmers and runners need every advantage possible. God, I don't want to read this.
No, don't say
that weave is too long and thick. Pause.
I'm glad you paused, Mel. What's Sincere got to say?
Sincere said, it's his birthday. You're going to bring up Kobe. Come on, man.
Oh, it's Kobe's birthday today?
It is. I forgot it was his birthday.
I forgot. I forgot. But no, look. I'm just under total disbelief that literally after the race and just immediately it was like defensive.
Yeah.
And it's like nobody said anything to provoke you to say that. You know, and that was, it's like she went out of her way to go ahead and just
he said Colorado, not Kobe. I thought that, yeah, my bad, bro. But yeah.
Like just went out there and just said it. And it's like now you bringing on unnecessary criticism.
She needed to go on and sit down. Just be like, you know what, I lost, but
just win.
I'm talking about when she lost.
Oh, okay.
She had to say all that. Just kind of like,
just be like, nah, I'm gonna be back.
I'll be back. You know, get back to the training.
I need to train better
and move on off the stage.
Change some things.
Not all that,
and keep it moving.
What's he say? If y'all ain't gonna support me.
They gonna doubt me.
They gonna doubt me. Yeah, what did she say?
And you know.
Yeah, that was unnecessary.
And talk all that shit. And I was like, baby girl, no. What provoked this? it was.
Sincere said heat of the moment.
Said what?
He said it was the heat of the moment.
Heat of the moment?
Are you talking about Kobe or
you talking about Sha'Carri, right?
Sha'Carri or Kobe. Just want to make sure.
Somebody help me.
just checking.
Somebody help
Which
me.
one, Sha'Carri or Kobe?
Somebody help me, please. Because this guy is off the chain. He's off in another world. But look, Sha'Carri, just win, baby girl.
Right.
Just please. Just go ahead and win. And nobody's gonna care of your image of what you look like. Cause you know, I'm cool with how you look like. But if you're gonna play to the you know, publicity, because you know she's kind of playing to the media, you know, like I said, she was out there with the baby at the ESPYs, and
right.
You know, you doing appearances, and that's after you got popped with the weed. So it's like if you're embracing the public attention,
right,
and you're gonna be brash like that, win.
You gotta win.
Gotta win.
You gotta win.
Period. And everybody stop the bullshit with the changing of the narrative. This is just sports. We are talking about sports. We support our sister 100%. But you always got to be real with your peoples 100%. So go ahead and read that last comment from Sincere. If he's talking about this, what are you talking about?
He said, what y'all mean? What provoked it? Soon as the weed incident happened, the same people that was all go Shikari, go was slamming her. She got a reason to feel that way. And I agree with you. She does.
No, but
here's the thing. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let you say what I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying, Sincere, is that interview she had was literally right after the race. What people had the time between her finishing the race in dead last and to the point she got to the mic that somebody said something, oh, you doo-doo or something. In that time frame, there was 100 million comments on social media saying you doo-doo at that time frame. Like, what I'm saying is what actually happened in the time she finished the race in dead last and got to the mic.
Oh, let me.
That's probably what a minute.
Let me ask you this, Sincere. What is the responsibility of a professional athlete when conducting interviews? And what I mean by that, is there a balance between you being you, because I think you always should be you, and considering where you are? I'm asking you, Sincere.
He just dropped it in.
Oh,
dropped a comment.
It says tune in to Bop. Oh, Black on Podcast this Thursday. Shout out I.O.W. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna tune in to you.
We definitely gonna tune in.
I'm always listening somewhere.
Oh yeah. So everybody,
that's my editing day. So I kind of sometimes just throw it on the background.
So everybody tune in Thursday, Black on Podcast.
Black on Podcast.
I'm pretty sure Sincere, and I know Peaches is going to definitely have
more
opinion.
Peaches picks. Look, I'm telling you.
No, end of the day, I just don't like the narrative getting changed that, because we're critiquing her solely on her sports. I hate when people say, oh, you're not supporting our sister, because that's not the case.
Yeah, it's not the case. I'm always going to support her.
I'm telling you, go back to after she won the U.S. Olympic trials. We probably one of the first podcasts that shout out our sister, show love to her.
Right.
But we're saying when it comes to this point in the matter, when she hasn't won anything, you just got back into racing because you got popped for smoking weed and you come in dead last. You had time to train. You can still train.
Right.
You just can't compete. You can still train, but you come in dead last. We wanted to see how you measured up with the best of the best.
Right.
Because we didn't get to see it because you smoked weed and you got popped. That's the rules. Period. The rules are the rules. I get it. I smoke weed. I think it's a stupid rule. Hell yeah, it's a stupid rule.
Right.
It didn't make no sense that weed doesn't affect, and it's not a performance enhancing drug. I get it. But the rule was the rule. Shorty knew it, decided to deliberately. So what what bothers me,
and then ain't get no gold seal.
But that's what I'm saying. This is what bothers me, is because like people need to really, stop saying we not know. But at the same time, yes, you bigging up your sister, but hold her accountable too. That's how we big up each other, is when we hold each other accountable.
Okay.
It's like I get irritated by that because yes, look, it's a stupid rule, but it's the rule. Just Shorty knew it. She deliberately broke a rule.
Okay.
The punishment is the punishment. People need to move past that shit and just be like, all right, Shorty, we still gonna support you, but look, you can't be fucking up like this.
Right.
End of the day, where's her people's at? Where's her people? Like, I don't know.
She might got yes people around her.
And she need to fix that circle ASAP. Because yes people ain't nothing but people that's gonna end up draining you and you're gonna be back in the fucking gutter.
Right.
So
and then they gonna be talking about you.
They're gonna be talking about you, laughing at you, but you was feeding them just about a week ago.
Look, I remember Carl Carlton. He's a Bad Mama Jamma.
Yeah.
That song. You know, he made that song. He was the man.
Yeah.
I remember after that song, you seen him riding down Plymouth. That's in Detroit. On a 10 speed. Looking like a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? And everybody talking about him. But before, when he's making that song,
he was featured.
Hey, that's my man. You know, he's from Detroit. No, begging him up. And then when everything went wrong, man, he a crackhead, man. You know, and then when you know he was on crack, they're just saying that. Oh, he a crackhead. You know, I seen him on this 10 speed going up to the liquor store. You know, this dog. That's what people do.
Because I'm telling you, the same people that's going, oh, they should have changed the rules, should have let her race. Well, it's weed, blah, blah, blah. If she is, and I hope it don't happen, and so I don't want to throw that bad juju out there, but you know, you see it happen. People that get certain spotlights and platforms of that nature, you know, behind the scenes. Look at Delonte West.
Yep.
What was those same people that was bigging him up, and all of a sudden, you know, this man was asked out on the streets. Where was the people at to throw that man a bone, throw a hand out and say, "I got you, bro."
LeBron said you should have left my mama alone.
You are so going to hell for that. Look, because of that comment.
He said, "That's what you get, nigga." You bust my mama, I'll bust your ass.
See, this the shit I gotta deal with. This shit right here.
Hey, can't help it, man. LeBron mama pussy belong to the street. It's just how it is.
The thoughts and opinions of Detroit Mel are of his and his only, and do not reflect the whole staff here at I.O.W. Sports Network.
These are jokes, LeBron. These are jokes.
So please,
I don't know how you sensitive you get.
If you want to take up something, take it up with Detroit Mel.
These are jokes, LeBron.
This man off the left. But look, we're about to transition to hour number 2. If you guys want to call in and chop it up with us, rep your city, rep your team.
All right.
We're definitely going to talk a lot of preseason week 2. Look, going over to the I.O.W. Network app in your respective app stores, download the app, and then call in. What is the WhatsApp nap? What's up? No, WhatsApp. How you WhatsApp? Is that what it's called?
WhatsApp.
Oh, I be forgetting, man. WhatsApp.
You got me mixed up. I need to check it myself.
The WhatsApp
right.
App to call in.
All you have to do is go, just get the WhatsApp app and dial 919-593-2727.
There it is.
You know, we use the WhatsApp just case so we can just differentiate, make sure you ain't a bill collector.
Yeah,
we ain't trying to answer hello, nigga. Where our money?
Because we gonna weed you out.
Right. Where our money at?
You be like, you know anybody in this?
I'm like, Jamel's not here.
Hey, I be doing all kind of fucked up shit.
Like,
I be like, I probably shouldn't say this, but I be like, just one more second.
And he call, I be like, hello? Yes, this is such and such. Looking for Jamel Thomas. That nigga dead. Call him no more.
Hey, they might just go ahead and clear that tab. Like, this is close that bitch out.
Right.
Can't collect from a motherfucker that ain't here. Well, anyway, look, y'all going over to the
trying to give it LeBron mama.
No, going over to the I.O.W. Network app. Download the app. We are going to hour number 2. What's that? WhatsApp number one more time?
919-593.
Yeah.
2727.
All right, folks. That's the WhatsApp number. Going over to the I.O.W. Network app. Check us out. Hour number 2. We out. Peace.
Peace.